Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's talk about this young couple right here, Desmond and Kristy. Desmond and Kristy. I didn't know about them before now. Unfortunately, some of these people get on my radar after a bad news, and apparently a lot of people saw them as couple goals. They were cute. Everybody appreciated them. They loved them on the screen. They were TikTok lovers. TikTok lovers, yeah, we can call them that. But according to TMZ, this guy is apologizing to ex-wife to be and admits to making poor choices. Sadly, we've seen more and more of this stuff. People are asking a question. People are saying, "Hey, if somebody cheats only one time in 11 years, does that warrant filing for divorce?" Let's hold on to that thought, okay? Hold on. In fact, leave me a comment. Hold on to that thought. If somebody cheats on you only once in 11 years, ladies, he cheats on you only once in 11 years, does that warrant divorce as far as you're concerned? Gentlemen, it's a different story for men. It's quite different because our social construct is different. That's the reality, okay? How do I know? Because I know women condone nonsense from men more than they condone nonsense from women. See, it's not men, okay? It's all of this is the society, okay? So, but let me ask men the same question. Your woman cheats on you only once in 11 years. Does that warrant divorce for you? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. But let me read this story to you. It says social media star Desmond Scott. Hold on, excuse me. 1 second here. Okay. Desmond Scott is apologizing to the estranged wife, Kristy, after her divorce filing. Though he's not addressing her infidelity allegations head on. The influencer posted about the filing Saturday, kicking off the message on his Instagram story by saying sorry to his estranged wife. Let me just read it. It says, "I want to begin by apologizing." This is the quote. This is a direct quote from his statement to his wife and the public. He says, "I want to begin by apologizing to Kristy, our family, and everyone who has been impacted by the public attention surrounding this situation. I know this news has been disappointing for many, and I'm truly sorry for the hurt it has caused. Kristy is the mother of my children, and that will always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent to our boys, as I have always been." Now, it's easy to say that in a PR scripted statement, okay? He would need to actually practice that in real life. It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder than being said. It's going to be easier said than done, okay? But he will need to practice that because, again, it's better for him in the long run, okay? Short term, he might get caught up in his feelings here and there. He might feel like that's unfair. He might end up in AY comedy shoe and be like, "Hey, no, not everybody is innocent here." I'll be careful with that if I were you as a man, because to whom much is given, men do have certain double standard benefits when it comes to infidelity, but to whom much is given, much is required. I just want you to keep that at the back of your mind, even as a man. So you might say, "Oh, in our culture, there's no such thing as cheating for a man." Okay, all right, good. Clap for yourself for justifying bullshit. But the reality is that to whom much is given, much is required. Kristy and I faced challenges and made sincere efforts to work through them. Okay. All right. So that can be read as not being accountable. Okay. Even though he said Kristy and I, but it's like you're not owning your shit all the way, right? Toward the end of 2025, I wanted to separate. Okay. Again, I wanted to separate, meaning I didn't want this to happen. Okay. Sounds like somebody trying to justify something. Okay. Say I wanted to separate, and I had conversations with Kristy regarding this. During this period, I made choices that I am not proud of. Okay, some people will be like, "Okay, all right, at least he said I made choices that I'm not proud of." But the person on the receiving end of this, they tend to think about this slightly differently. They tend to process it a little bit differently. But again, maybe it's not really about her. Maybe they were done anyway. Usually, this kind of marriages were done long before the final collapse. Okay. It says, during this period, I made choices that I'm not proud of. I took responsibility for those actions. I shared this with her directly and personally. And ultimately, we decided to divorce. So I took responsibility for those actions. I shared this with her. So is he saying I came forward and said, hey, I cheated? Is that what he's saying right now? So what happened is that some few days ago, the news came everywhere that, hey, she had filed for divorce. And the reason is infidelity on his part. Okay. So I'm continuing the statement. Say, I ask for privacy and compassion as we navigate this difficult chapter of our lives. Thank you to everyone who has supported us over the years. I'm grateful for that support and will continue sharing my love with for cooking. Sharing my love for cooking and the things that inspire me. I hope you continue that journey with me. Oh, so he used to cook, I guess. Anyway, so while we're talking about this right now, because again, there are a couple of things. First, divorce, right? Secondly, we're talking about apologies, right? What's the right way to tender an apology, right? What should be your expectation of such apologies, right? And last but not least, the question that everybody is now asking, like, wait, he only cheated once in 11 years. I mean, they're speculating that from what he said, because he said, hey, I asked for separation, and during that time, I did some things I'm not proud of. So people are making assumptions that, hey, he only did it just once. Like, this guy was a good guy. Why are you destroying everything that you cooked just because of a one-time event, right? So people are asking that question. In fact, this is the verbatim question here. It says, if a man cheats once in 11 years of marriage, is that enough to pull the plug? Let's hear it. So let's go through some of the comments I see here. Somebody said, let's see here. Somebody said that's up to her. Okay. Actually, I agree with that. Okay. Somebody said it definitely wasn't once. He just got caught once. She's so beautiful and has so much potential. Someone is going to appreciate her and just want her. Yeah, sometimes that means somebody else's husband. I want to keep reminding women of that, by the way, when they jump out here and start advising people to just leave, okay? I just want to, again, I'm saying sometimes leaving is the right thing to do because safety first. But again, some people are just quick to say that, okay, without really thinking things all the way through. As a matter of fact, there's nothing to think through. It depends on, it's up to her, like the first person said. So I'm sure there's more to that story, okay? Somebody said, you mean when you catch him once? So people are saying, hey, once, it cannot be once. I'll tell you what, people that get caught up in infidelity, oftentimes it's just that once. People that are with serial cheaters, they tend to be comfortable with the bullshit. I know you didn't think of it that way. Yeah, they're like, oh, as long as he doesn't bring disease home to me. Yeah, there are women out there like that. I know you think, oh, he got caught. No, if he got caught once, there's a good chance it's once. Now, just a chance, okay? But to make a full hasty assumption that it must be multiple times, it's not necessarily true. Some people, their hands get caught in the jar, the cookie jar. That one time that they tried it. Does that mean he deserves to be forgiven? And no, it doesn't mean that. It's completely up to her. Once you cross that line, all bets are off. She has the right to decide if she wants to stay or leave. You notice how I said that? To stay or leave. Someone said, for me, it depends on what type of cheating. If it was just a drunken one-nighter, no. But if you fostered a relationship with the other person, absolutely. Okay, so some people, they've actually built a relationship with the side chick or the side dude, and they're doing this on a regular. This is like the antitebati, you know. They're there, it's a full-blown affair, right? Then obviously you don't want to put yourself in that kind of position, right? But if it's a one-time, this guy is saying, nah, it's not much of a big deal. I could let that slide. I don't think it's that easy either. Okay. Somebody said, if it was a woman that cheated with, would there be conversation? Would the conversation be the same, or men were supposed to have some special consideration? Miss me with that bullshit. Okay, so Again, I knew that was going to come up. The way society treats women when it comes to these cases and men are quite different. Not the way men treat it, the way society, all of us, especially women. Women, in my opinion, decides the standards in a lot of these cases. Even though they like to blame it on patriarchy and misogyny, I'm like, yeah, right. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
If you there's enablers from every corner of this conversation. Do me a favor, let me know what you think about this. What's your answer to the question? Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's move on to some other trendy stories around the world. I'll be right back.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.